and let the one who has no sword sell his cloak and buy one.
Hey guys, this is Spence with Defense Training, and I want to go over an incident someone really close down the road from me had with the police. So stay tuned.
This video is brought to you by Holsters by Defense Training. Use discount code YouTube 2025 for a 10% discount on their website. holstersbydefensetraining.com. That's holstersbydefensetraining.com. And use discount code YouTube 2025 for a 10% discount on their website.
Okay guys, I want to tell this story and get your feedback, and I would actually love for some police officers to chime in as well. I also want to state up front that I have a lot of respect for the police and I appreciate the job you do. In fact, I have many friends that are police officers, so know that as well. So on to this lady's story. There was a lady near me that was cleaning her house and went to vape in her garage. Her and her husband vapes in their garage. She had to walk through the house to get to the garage, and as she was coming back through the house, she saw someone out of the corner of her eye moving from one room to another down her hallway. She grabbed the biggest kitchen knife she had, and yes, I know, we would have had a gun and been armed more than likely, right? And in all honesty, that would have threw another level into this situation, which I want to go over in a minute as well. But she waited for them to show themselves, and it was a police officer. She asked the cop, "Why are you in my house?" The cop said, "There was an alarm report." The lady said, "Not here, we don't have an alarm." The cop said, "Well, a lot of people have them out this way." Okay. That's not a reason for you to be in my house. You shouldn't be here. Anyway, looking at the door camera, the cop knocked on the door and let herself in. She just turned the doorknob. The doorknob was unlocked. She'd been in and out, basically cleaning around the house and stuff. The only explanation she gave was she heard the music up, and the lady was cleaning the house and jamming to some tunes. Again, where's the extenuating circumstance to go into the house without the warrant? I don't see it. Do you? Am I missing something? She's at the wrong house, so she has no right to be in that house, is what I see here. How would you handle this? What's your next move? Would you get a lawyer? Let me know how you would handle this. Because I really want to know, and any police officers, I want to know your take as well. What's going on? What's happening? Now, I want to put this into a perspective for me, and I know a lot of y'all as well, to how it might have played out if it was us. I would have been armed. I would have yelled to them to come out with their hands up where I can see them with my gun pointed at them, and someone dressed as a cop comes out. How would you handle it now? I don't know if they're really a cop or not. They had no reason to be in my house, so why can I just assume that's a police officer? I'm not going to. With the stuff you can buy nowadays online and look and sound just like police officers for movie props and stuff like that, I don't know who you are. So there's three things that would be going through my mind. One, are they really a cop? Are they a rogue cop? It happens. Or is this just really poor training or a bad day for this police officer? I don't know, and I'm in good fear of life at this point. They say it's an alarm call, but I know better because this lady didn't have an alarm. The cop just knocked on the door and then opened the door by turning the doorknob and entered the house. Didn't holler cop, police, anybody need help, nothing. Just walked on in. The only thing the cop said she heard was some music, which sometimes I have up in my shop. And I will say that the police aren't above the law, and some of them do in fact commit crimes. We had a case where we had the city police arrest a county police officer for committing a crime in uniform when I worked asset protection, so I know it happens. And again, don't get me wrong, it's few and far between, and I do love the police for what they do, because they have a job that I wouldn't do, and I appreciate them because they do, for the most part, keep us safe. However, they have their place, and they have to remain in that place legally. I don't think I would have let my gun down until I call 911 and have who I know to be the police show up, but then I'd be more than likely in jail for keeping a police officer at gunpoint, if in fact it was a cop. Now imagine the legal fees you're going to rack up fighting this. And speaking of legal fees,
for some of the best legal self-defense coverage in the industry, check out Right to Bear Legal Defense and use discount code DTSC for 10% off. Follow the link in the description below and get some great legal and civil coverage at a great price.
Now, if this wasn't a police officer, it wouldn't be a big deal, but if it was, it could be a big deal. You know, what if the cop went for their gun as I had them at gunpoint? That could get ugly, wouldn't it? I would have already been in fear of my life, and then they go for the gun. What would you do? Would you trust this is actually a good cop or with poor training? Which, if their training is poor, they're probably going to shoot me. Or are they just having a bad day? Again, if they're already made bad decisions, what's their next decision going to be? I don't think I would, and it could turn out bad, and I mean really bad. They might think you're the bad guy in the house, which is why they're drawing their gun on you. Are you going to let them shoot you? Are you going to defend yourself in fear of life? This could have really been bad, and I'm going to say this cop needs better training or needs to think before they act and triple check the address. The last thing I want is a law-abiding citizen to get in trouble for a bad decision by a police officer. Now I want to tell you the rest of her story. The lady contacted the police department, and they finally called her back and basically said it was a GPS error to a 911 hang-up call. So this is two different parts of the story. Alarm went off, 911 hang-up call, don't know. That's the two things they've said. The cop on site said 911 or alarm going off, and then the lieutenant said 911 hang-up. But you still have to have reasonable suspicion of an emergency in progress to enter a home without a warrant. I know this from working at EMS, and I've actually kicked in a few doors because, and only because, I saw the patients on the floor through the windows. I couldn't enter any other way, and the police got there a few times. They couldn't enter any other way either because we didn't see anything. We couldn't tell what was going on. Somebody dialed 911. We couldn't get in the house. This, I believe, is something that's very avoidable with better training or more training. She told them that the officer needs to be careful because it could have turned out really bad, and that was the end of it, fortunately for her and the officer. Now I really want to know your thoughts on this. I really do, because I would like to know how you would actually handle this. This could have went south really quick in a hurry. You know, you've got a gun drawn down on a police officer, and they go for their gun. And this has happened multiple times across the country. They go for that gun. Are you going to let them shoot you? What do you do? How do you handle it? You see the police officer come in, you have the gun on them. Oh, I'm the police, I'm police. Do you put your gun away, trusting that this is actually a police officer? Maybe if you know them, I don't know. This is why I would like your thoughts, and I really would. I would like your thoughts on this. So leave me some comments down below. Let me know how you handle it. And if any police officers watch this, the same thing. Let me know maybe your department's protocol. Because I live in South Carolina, and I know that South Carolina has, you have to have reasonable belief that an emergency is actually happening before you enter the house, whether 911's been called or alarms going off or anything. I do know this. So let me know your thoughts in the comment. Alright guys, this is Spencer with Defense Training. Stay safe, stay armed.
We've been instructing firearm training courses since 2008 and offer South Carolina concealed weapons permit classes, church safety security team training, advanced handgun training, ultrasonic handgun cleaning, and much more. Go to defensetraining.org for more info and to get signed up for a class. Also, make sure to check out our online store for our custom Kydex handgun and magazine holsters. We offer in the waistband, outside the waistband, appendix, and our new track appendix carry holster, as well as active retention magazine holsters, and other firearm and everyday carry accessories. Check them out at holstersbydefensetraining.com. We hope to see you at our next video.